For most of galactic history, war had been simple. Empires built enormous fleets. Battles were decided by numbers, firepower, and who could bring the largest armada to the battlefield. Civilizations with the biggest guns usually won. When humanity first appeared on the interstellar stage, the ancient powers of the galaxy studied them carefully. Their ships were efficient. Their technology was creative. Their diplomats were surprisingly skilled. But their military? Small, insignificant compared to the massive forces of older empires. Most civilizations reached the same conclusion. Humans were interesting, but not dangerous. That assumption would collapse during a single battle. The day the galaxy discovered what a human professional army truly meant. The threat in the outer systems. The crisis began in the frontier region known as the Cygnus Expanse. It was a loosely governed zone between several major galactic powers, rich in minerals and trade routes. For decades, it remained peaceful because no empire wanted to trigger a war over it. Then the Graldar Dominion arrived. The Graldar were infamous conquerors. Their civilization believed that strength determined ownership, and their fleets were enormous. Within weeks, their warships occupied 5 independent colonies inside the expanse. The Galactic Council demanded they withdraw. The Dominion's answer was simple. No. Instead, their warlord issued a broadcast across council channels. If anyone disagrees with our claim, he said, his massive armored form filling the screen, come and remove us. The message was not a negotiation. It was a challenge, an unexpected volunteer. The Galactic Council debated for days. Many species feared escalating the situation into a full galactic war. Then, unexpectedly, the human ambassador stood. Earth will respond, she said calmly. The chamber erupted in whispers. Humanity had only recently joined the council. Their fleet was respectable but far smaller than the Dominion's. One counselor leaned toward the ambassador. You understand the Graldar field thousands of warships. Yes, she replied, and you still intend to challenge them. The human nodded. We won't need thousands. The arrival. 3 weeks later, human ships entered the Cygnus Expanse. Council observers watched from orbiting stations as a fleet emerged from hyperspace. The number shocked everyone. 32 ships. That was all. The Graldar Dominion had over 200 warships defending their new territory. The Dominion warlord laughed when he saw the numbers. Humans truly are naive. He ordered his fleet to advance. The battle would be quick, perfect formation. But the human fleet did not behave like other fleets. Instead of forming a traditional battle line, their ships moved into complex geometric formations. Every vessel maintained exact positioning relative to the others. Energy signatures linked them together through encrypted tactical networks. To alien observers, the fleet looked almost alive, like a single organism made of metal and light. The human admiral gave the first order. Fleet, execute tactical grid. War as a system. Human ships divided into specialized units. Command ships coordinated battlefield data. Electronic warfare vessels disrupted enemy targeting systems. Missile carriers launched long-range strikes. Shield ships projected defensive barriers over nearby allies. Every vessel had a purpose. Every movement was precise. When the Graldar opened fire, the humans responded instantly. Missiles spread across the battlefield like a storm. Enemy sensors flickered under electronic interference. Targeting solutions collapsed. The Dominion fleet suddenly found itself fighting an enemy that seemed to anticipate every move. Discipline. The Graldar relied on strength. Their ships were massive, heavily armored, and packed with powerful weapons. But they fought as individuals. Human ships fought as a team. When one vessel came under heavy fire, another rotated into position to shield it. When an enemy ship exposed a weakness, 3 human vessels attacked simultaneously. Every action was coordinated. Every maneuver planned. It was not chaos. It was choreography. The collapse of the Dominion Within the first hour, the Gralthar began losing ships. Not destroyed, disabled. Human weapons targeted engines, weapon mounts, and power systems with surgical precision. Instead of dramatic explosions, Dominion vessels drifted helplessly through space. The warlord roared in frustration, overwhelmed them. But numbers alone could not break the human formation. Every attack met organized resistance. Every strategy was countered. Human training and discipline turned 32 ships into a perfectly synchronized combat machine. Observers in shock. Inside the Galactic Council observation station, representatives watched the battle unfold. "This is impossible," one whispered. "They are outnumbered 6-1. Yet the human fleet was winning. An elderly strategist from a 1,000-year-old civilization leaned forward. "I recognize this pattern," he said quietly. "What pattern?" another asked. "Professional warfare." Most galactic militaries relied on large conscript forces or automated battle fleets. Humans had built something different. A professional army. Highly trained soldiers. Experienced commanders. Units drilled for years to operate with flawless coordination. Against that kind of force, numbers alone meant little. The final moment. After 2 hours, the Dominion fleet was broken. Half their ships drifted powerless. The rest attempted retreat. The human admiral transmitted a message to the fleeing fleet. "This sector is under Galactic Council protection. Leave now." For the first time in centuries, the Gralthar Dominion obeyed someone else's order. They withdrew. The Cygnus Expanse was free. A lesson for the galaxy. News of the battle spread quickly. Across hundreds of civilizations, military analysts replayed the engagement. The conclusion was always the same. Humanity had introduced a new concept of galactic warfare, a military built not on sheer size, but on training, coordination, discipline, professionalism, the reputation of humanity. After the battle, the human fleet returned to Earth without celebration. To them, the mission had simply been another operation completed successfully. But to the rest of the galaxy, something had changed. Humanity was no longer seen as a young species finding its place among older powers. They were now recognized as something far more dangerous. A civilization capable of turning a small force into an unstoppable weapon through skill alone. The day everything changed. Years later, historians would mark the Battle of Cygnus as a turning point. It was a moment the galaxy realized that humanity's greatest strength was not technology, not numbers, but the people who operated them. Highly trained soldiers working together with unmatched precision. It was a day everyone learned what a human professional army truly looked like. And after witnessing it once, no empire in the galaxy ever again rushed to challenge it.